3, 2. All you.
Okay, raise your hand if you know of anybody who has smoked marijuana, whether it was a friend, family member, or yourself.
I don't hang around those kind of people.
Okay, well, every 42 seconds somebody is arrested for a marijuana charge. And a marijuana charge can go from 1 day in jail to life in prison. First-time offenders usually get just a possession charge. In Alabama, if you get 3 possession charges, then you can get 15 years to life in prison, which is why prisons are overcrowded and sex offenders can get paroled earlier. Parents caught with marijuana can get their kids taken away, and half the states will take away your license even if you weren't driving at the time of your arrest. I'm here to talk to you about the legalization of marijuana. I will talk about the criminalization, then I will talk to you about the misconceptions, and then I'll talk to you about Amendment 64. According to the FBI, police arrested a record of 829,625 people for marijuana violations in 2006. Of these arrests, 7,308, 915 are Americans. 89% were charged with marijuana possessions. Law enforcement spends $10.7 billion annually to arrest and prosecute marijuana offenders, which, if it was legal, that would be so much money saved. They can tax it, they can just make a lot of money off marijuana. Close to 100 million Americans have tried marijuana at least once. Here's your typical stoner, you know, the hippie, I don't know. And then it's not your typical deadhead, your 70s deadhead stoner. Now it's emerging to the average hardworking American, either uses marijuana as pleasure, as with someone that would have a cold beer after work or health issues. And here's a successful person who has smoked marijuana. Is it a gateway drug? People say that if they legalize it, kids are going to have easier access to it. But 80% of high schoolers say that they can get a hold of marijuana even if they wanted to. According to the National Review, it's not, though. The majority of Americans who have tried marijuana have not gone on to other illegal drugs. Does it ruin your life? People say once you smoke marijuana, you're going to forget about everything in your life. But if you can't function with smoking or maybe drinking, that's not the drug's fault. I mean, it's really your personal thing. And marijuana is the least addictive and least damaging drug of all commonly used psychoactive drugs, including drugs that are legal. Is it addictive? Most people who smoke marijuana never become dependent. And Peter Cohen, a professor of law of Georgetown University, who also teaches Physicians Health Program of District of Columbia, says it is addictive, but it's just the same thing as people who smoke alcohol or gamble. It's not a physical addiction, but it's mentally, like you make it like want the high, but you're not gonna need it and like become dependent and like cocaine users or something crazy. So Amendment 64, Colorado and Washington both legalized the recreational use of marijuana, which you can have up to an ounce on you before it becomes like super illegal.
Tuesday night's election will go down in history, but not just the presidential race. Several states are now complicating the war on drugs. Here's WTWC with the details.
Colorado approved allowing adults to possess small amounts of marijuana. In Oregon, people voted strongly against legalizing marijuana, while in Washington state, voters strongly approved the legal use of pot.
CNN reports this means Washington and Colorado can now regulate, control, and tax the use of recreational marijuana. And other states like Massachusetts will now allow the use of the drug for medical purposes, while people in Montana voted for a ban on medical marijuana. But the federal government still considers the drug to be illegal, which could cause conflict in the future.
States have enormous power over their own state alcohol laws. But drugs have always been the province of the federal government to regulate what drugs are legal and illegal.
Support for use of the drug has grown nationwide over the past 6 years. In 2006, Gallup polling found 31% of Americans were in favor of legalizing marijuana use and 60% opposed. By late 2011, a record 50% of Americans said the use of marijuana should be made legal, up from 46% the year before.
I think marijuana should be legal because it is no different than maybe an adult going home and having a beer after work. But I'm in no way persuading you to go out and smoke marijuana, but I am My goal is to only encourage you to keep an open mind for people who, whatever reason, believe that it should be legal, and it should be their adult choice if they want to have marijuana legal or to smoke it, not the government's.